even go on to the next world. Your path was blocked by some unknown god?
We're officially in closed beta test 3 for Genshin Impact, and I'm excited to be playing it and sharing that experience with you guys. The next little while on the channel is going to be crazy, as I have tons of videos planned and more coming to my mind every single day. This first video, I wanted to give you guys a quick thoughts video about week 1 with Genshin Impact's 3rd beta, and some of my initial thoughts about the game's improvements and some of the areas that it isn't doing so hot. So what are my initial thoughts from the first week of the closed beta? Well, mostly good. The game feels amazing to play, and there's definitely some improvements I have felt compared to the last closed beta. That being said, my initial thoughts are pretty similar to those of closed beta 2, as I'm about as far in the 3rd beta now as I got in the 2nd. I don't feel I need to explain Genshin's beginning as much, as it's pretty much the same as the last beta, and I won't be talking too much about that in the first week overview. Something that's a little new, however, is the PS4 having beta access. This has had some ups and downs, and there's definitely been some pretty game-breaking bugs that some people have encountered, and I've definitely seen a few frame drops and some graphical glitches. I hope these can get tweaked and optimized before release, or else the game might be better to just play on PC or mobile. Another thing that I've noticed and I've been bothered about is the noticeable lag in menus on PS4. While it's not present on the PC or the mobile versions nearly as much, this lag can also be seen when walking up to an item to pick up. These are all just some slight things that annoy me a bit, but other than that, I've been enjoying the game on console more than on mobile, which is what I played for the first beta. Another area the PS4 version shines, but also is severely lacking, is the controller support. It's pretty bad. There's a lot miHoYo could do with the PS4 controller, and I hope to see some of these features make it to the release. One being an option to enable gyro control for the bow and aiming, as that's something I actually really liked about playing on the mobile version in closed beta 2. And another area I'd love to see some improvement is the company using the PS4 controller's hardware for things like the navigation in the menus and the map using the touchpad in addition to the standard controls. I always find myself wanting to press on the touchpad to use the map and to mark waypoints on it, as well as move around the map with the touchpad. But this simply isn't an option right now, and I'd love to see that come. Also, the D-pad is pretty poorly used in my opinion. Right now, it's only used for zooming in and out of the character. It's like field of view, which is really weird to me since the game has a huge focus on swapping characters. You'd think they would map swapping characters to the D-pad and not putting it behind a separate menu that takes multiple clicks to get to. Earlier in the video, I said I wouldn't spend much time talking about the beginning section of the game, but I wanted to just highlight the side quests and the main story up to the point of me making this video. I'm still in Mondstadt right now, doing all of the side quests, and I have to say they're actually pretty enjoyable. For the most part, which is actually pretty awesome because I know a lot of open world games side quests can feel pretty bland and repetitive, but I've not felt that way yet, which is a great feeling. That's actually one area I really struggled to enjoy games like Breath of the Wild. So seeing a game that is heavily inspired, doing a better job in side quests, makes me really happy. I'm also happy to say that miHoYo has fixed a bunch of errors with the voiceovers in the game, as in closed beta 2, I often had to read subtitles because the sound just was not present. I don't know if it was a fix or if it was they just didn't have the sound, like they didn't have the voiceover done at the time. So it's a great fix that really gets you in the atmosphere, I think. So far, my favorite location in Mondstadt has to be the Dawn Winery, which looks pretty amazing and even better than the images made it seem. It has a beautiful landscape. I love this area. It's my favorite area, and I'm probably going to use it for the character guides. The NPC characters scattered around the map are also pretty interesting and often have something to say that's either a hint about an area or just something funny, so it's a nice relief while adventuring. I'm sure next week I'll have more to talk about Lyra, area of Teyvat, but nothing really this week. I have to be honest, there isn't a lot about this beta that feels a lot different than the last beta, but I'm sure I'll find more things in the coming days. As I've said, I haven't ventured fully into the world yet, so that's a goldmine of new content and characters that I'm yet to explore. That being said, I've noticed a lot of back-end improvements, and a lot of the time the game feels a lot better to play. Either there's been a lot of work done to improve the game, or I just kind of forgot about how the second beta felt. But I think it's just a ton of improvements being made, like the voice clips I mentioned before being more prominent and the game feeling closer to complete. I still think there's a lot of work to be done before the game is ready for release, but it's really coming close now, I'd say. So yeah, that's it for week 1 of Genshin Impact's closed beta. And I just wanted to highlight a couple videos I have coming out this week and next week, as I've decided to do 2 videos a week during the beta. One of them will be this kind of like weekly recap of things I've noticed, loved, hated, or areas I hope to see improvements. Later this week, I'm going to do a quick map size video and maybe throw in some hidden gem areas of the map that I think are really good looking or offering something good for players. And then next week, I'm going to start doing videos of guides about the game's systems, like the elements and the other things like character guides that I've mentioned before wanting to do. But this week will be pretty chill. I also will be putting up a playlist of raw gameplay, as I've had a couple people ask about this, but I'll be putting them in an unlisted playlist so that they don't like fill up people's subscription boxes. So you'll have to check out my channel for those. Which actually leads me to the final thing. I've uploaded close to 4 hours of raw gameplay, and the playlist is on my channel's main page. If you're interested, it's also going to be pinned up in the corner right now. Anyways, that is all for today. I'm really enjoying the beta, and I hope to bring you guys lots of new Genshin Impact content. Be sure to stick around, as it's really going to be non-stop for a while. I'd love to talk about the game with you, so comment down below and let's talk about the game or things you'd like to see me cover. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.